Let's talk to Robert in Toronto. Robert, you're live with Eric and V. What would you like to talk about?
Well, thank you. I wasn't going to talk about PTSD, but a lot of my childhood, in and out of the hospital, religious indoctrination from being Jewish, I feel like a lot of my childhood was stolen from me because of that. That's not what I call it. It's not why I called, because I am over that. But a lot of your callers call in and they use personal experience to prove that there is a God. And I have had a lot of personal experiences, and I've had a lot of, I've also had head trauma, and I've learned a lot from being a skeptic and listening to you guys and Richard Dawkins and not listening to the voices in my head. But I have a story that is the most real story, the most memorable thing that's ever happened to me. And I guarantee if I believed in God when this happened, it would have been 100% proof, and I'd be talking to everybody about it. So I live in a house that faces
Robert?
west.
Robert?
Yeah, so sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. The thing is, we're running short on time. But I just want to, if you want to sum it up quickly so we can, engage with a little bit, then we're going to move on to the next caller.
Oh yeah. So basically, I have because of head trauma, I have things that happen to me, voices in my head, things that sound really real, and want to convince me that there's something outside of my head that is a god or an alien or whatever. And I hear all these stories, and people need to know, and people need to learn that what's coming from inside your head is inside your head. No matter how real it seems, no matter how much you want to believe that it's a god or whatever, it all comes from inside your head. And I want people to know that. I want people to call in with personal experience and say, take a step back and say, maybe it is coming from inside my head. Maybe I need to take a skeptical view of this and ask why it's coming from inside my head.
And there's a difference between hearing voices and those voices. Yeah. So you're not denying the fact that you've had these experiences, and we're not going to deny them of you, right? You're not going to lie and say you didn't experience this. The difference is whether or not that corresponds to reality, outside of you.
And my life says that it doesn't correspond to reality. Exactly.
So and I think that's something that we can actually help a lot of atheists with is when you say, no, you didn't experience that. You know what? There's a chance that for whatever reason, they feel like they did, or after the fact, that is what their memory is. You don't need to say you didn't experience it. What you need to say is, does that experience match reality, or is that something that just happened in your head? That's a really good distinction to make, Robert.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right. And to this day, I still hear voices in my head, but I control them.
Oh, rock on, man. To good mental health, my friend.
Thank you very much. I work very hard every day, but I wanted people to listen to that story and know that it's not, it can be real in your head, but it doesn't correspond to reality.
Yeah, I love that distinction.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Thank you for letting me talk.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thanks for calling in. Wow. I think that may be the first time that we were like, hey, can you summarize? And then we got a summary.
Yeah, it was good.
That was impressive.